This is a story called Pancho Rabbit and the Coyote, a migrant's tale by Duncan Tointillo. I chose this story to teach the lesson of tone and mood. See if you can tell what words the author uses to change the mood and the tone of the setting of the story. One spring, the rains did not come and the crops would not grow. So Papa Rabbit, Señor Rooster, Señor Ram, and other animals from the rancho set out north to find work in the great carrot and lettuce fields. There they would earn money for their families. Many harvests went by, and it was finally time for Papa Rabbit to return home. His family was preparing for a big fiesta. Everyone in the rancho was excited to see him, especially Pancho Rabbit, his eldest son. I heard Mama telling Señor Duck that Papa saved enough money in El Norte so that he won't ever have to leave us again, Pancho told his brother and sisters. They were helping Mama cook Papa his favorite meal, mole, rice and beans, a heap of warm tortillas, and a jug full of fresh agua meal. The musicians arrived and began to tune their instruments while Pancho and his sister hung papel baquido to decorate the patio. The rabbit's friends from the rancho began to arrive. They listened to the música. They ate some mole, and they waited and waited, but Papa Rabbit did not appear. He must have had a late start, said Mama Rabbit. Maybe the weather was bad and he had to find shelter, said Pancho's younger sister. They waited some more, but still Papa Rabbit was not to be seen. When it was dark, the musicians and the guests said their goodbyes and headed home. Your Papa will certainly arrive by morning, Señor Duck told Pancho and his family. After waiting and worrying long into the night, the rabbit family finally went to bed, except for Pancho. I have to find my father, he thought. He packed Papa's favorite meal, mole, rice, and beans, a heap of still warm tortillas, and a jug full of fresh agumel. He placed it in a mochila to carry it on his back and headed out. Pancho followed the stars north. After walking a while, he met a coyote. Good evening, little rabbit. Where are you going? Good evening, Señor Coyote. I'm going north to meet my papa, who's been working in the carrot and lettuce fields, replied Pancho. It'll take you days and days to get there on this trail, replied the coyote. I can show you a shortcut. That is, if you give me that sweet and spicy mole you have. I smelled it a mile away. Pancho did not wish to give his father's mole away, but he missed him terribly. As long as it gets me closer to Papa, he said, and he let the coyote have it. The coyote led Pancho to the train tracks. As the sun rose, he showed Pancho how to jump onto a passing car. The train was running so fast, poor Pancho almost fell off. They rode atop of the train, zooming across the countryside. When the train slowed for a curve, Pancho and the coyote leaped off. We must now cross this river, said the coyote. Señor Coyote, I don't know how to swim, said Pancho. The water was murky and rushed by very fast. He was scared. I can help you reach the other side, said the coyote, but I will be exhausted after I do. Once we are across, I will need to eat the rice and beans you are carrying to regain my strength. Fine, said Pancho, as long as it gets me closer to Papa. The coyote picked up a tire that was junked in the riverbank. Pancho gathered all his strength and held on tight. Splash! They jumped into the river. The coyote helped him float to the far bank, and although he did not want to, Pancho gave the coyote the rice and beans just as he promised. Notice how the tone in the story and the mood is getting a bit desperate with all of the different obstacles that they're going through. The sun was high in the sky now. Pancho and the Coyote walked on. Soon they reached a very tall fence that separated the south from the north. It was impossible to jump or climb. There's a tunnel we can use, said the Coyote, but the snakes watch it. If you give them tortillas you are carrying, I'm sure they'll get through. As long as it gets me closer to Papa, Pancho said inside. The Coyote talked to the snakes. They agreed to let them pass, but demanded every single one of Pancho's tortillas. Pancho and the Coyote entered the tunnel. It was dark, narrow, and very long. When they emerged, Pancho and the Coyote were on the north side of the fence. They were in El Norte. The afternoon sun beat down on them, and there was no shade. The Coyote pointed to a hut in the distance. We can spend the night there, he said. In the morning, I will take you to the great carrot and lettuce fields, and there you will find your papa. Pancho and the Coyote walked under the desert sun. Poor Pancho's feet ached. Give me some of that agua miel. Agua miel, you have, little rabbit, said the Coyote. I feel dizzy. If I don't drink something, I will collapse, and we'll never get there. Pancho gave the Coyote some agua miel. The sand and air were scorching hot, and Pancho felt dizzy. He was very thirsty, and he drank the remainder. As long as it gets me closer to Papa, repeated Pancho to himself in a daze. Now notice the tone and mood in the story. The author used the words, I feel dizzy. If I don't drink something, I will collapse and never get there. Here he's feeling a bit dismal and almost ready to give up. When Pancho and the Coyote returned to the hut, it was dark. The Coyote built a small fire for light and warmth because the night in the desert is freezing cold. I am so hungry after all that walking, said the Coyote. Do you have any more mole, little rabbit? No, Señor Coyote, you ate it all. Do you have any more rice and beans? No, Señor Coyote, you ate them all. Any more tortillas? No, Señor Coyote, the snakes ate them all. There is nothing left, not even a drop of agua miel. In that case, said the Coyote, I will roast you in the fire and eat you. Notice the tone here. It does not look good for the little rabbit. With a cry, Pancho leaped for the door. He was the fastest animal back at the rancho. Normally he could outrun the Coyote, but he was tired from the long journey. He could not reach the door. He could not reach the window. All he could do was huddle in a corner as the Coyote slowly approached. Now here the author used illustrations to show the tone and mood being very scary and frightening. Suddenly the door was thrown open. Who entered but Papa Rabbit with Señor Ram and Señor Rooster? They soon had the Coyote racing outdoors and far away with his tail between his legs. Panchito, majito, said Papa Rabbit, and he gave Pancho a hug. I thought I would never see you again. Mijo, mijo. Oh, I think that means son. A gang of crows attacked us, said Señor Rooster. They took the money and gifts we were bringing back to our families and left us stranded in the desert. We heard your cries for help, said Señor Ram. Your papa recognized your voice. We ran to you as fast as we could. Papa, said Pancho, I am so happy to find you, and I know the way home. So Pancho led Papa Rabbit, Señor Rooster, and Señor Ram home. When they arrived, there was a big fiesta.
Fiesta.
There was mole, rice, beans, warm tortillas, fresh agua milk, and música for everyone in the rancho. Pancho told his brother and sisters about the dangers he and Papa had faced. Please don't leave us again, said the rabbit children. We were so worried for you. I don't want to leave you, said Papa Rabbit, but the crows took all our money. If it doesn't rain enough again this year, there's no food or work here on the rancho. What else am I to do? I will have to leave again. And I will come with you, said Pancho. We will all go with you, said Pancho's brothers and sisters. Let's hope it rains, said Mamma. Author's note. The Spanish word coyote has two meanings. It is a name of an animal, but it's also slang for a person who smuggles people between the U.S. and Mexican border. This author was raised in Mexico. His mother was Mexican and his father is American. He has dual citizenship and he can enter the U.S. and Mexico whenever he wants. He attended high school and college in America. Interesting book. Aguamiel is a drink made from the sap of a manguay plant. El Norte means north in Mexico. It's an informal way to refer to the United States. Fiesta means a party. Mama, mother. Mijo, hijo, my son. Mochila, backpack. Mole, a sweet and spicy sauce made with chili, peanuts, and unsweetened chocolate, among other ingredients. Papel paquito, preferred paper. Rancho Señor, tortillas. Well, I hope you enjoyed this book today. And the reason I read it today was to teach you about tone and mood. So pay attention to the words that the author uses to create the mood.